The Country of Pointed Firs by Sarah Orne Jewett, voiced by Shelby Vogel. Some information about the author. She was an American novelist, short story writer, and poet best known for her local color work set along or near the southern coast of Maine. She was educated at Miss Olive Ryan School and then at Berwick Academy, graduating in 1866. She also used her family's huge library to extend her education. She published her first story in 1819 and then increased her popularity from 1870 to the 80s. She published The Country of Pointed Firs in 1896. The book was published when she was 47. It was largely responsible for popularizing the regionalism genre with her sketches from the fictional Maine fishing village of Dunnet Landing, shown here in this picture that will come up in a second. The Country of Pointed Firs was serialized in January, March, July, and September 1896 issue of the Atlantic Monthly. Jewett subsequently expanded and revised the text and added titles for the chapters. Here is a picture from one of her sketches that she made of the town. On June 24, 1909, after suffering from a second stroke, she died. A summary of the story. This collection of works is mainly about Mrs. Todd and the narrator. They work together and learn to like each other very much. Some characters are introduced throughout the story to help create and add information about Mrs. Todd and increase the relationship between the narrator and Mrs. Todd. The narrator is renting a house for Mrs. Todd and is trying to finish a book. The narrator's friendship with Mrs. Todd strengthens over the course of the summer. The narrator's appreciation for the Maine coastal town increases each day. The narrator tries avoiding making relationships and wants to focus on writing her book. This deems unsuccessful because of Mrs. Todd's persistence in creating a relationship with her. Similarities. Each of the stories connect through Mrs. Todd. She helps the well-being of the narrator and also does this for herself. The main point of view doesn't change at all throughout the story, staying consistently with first person. Jewett was from the coast of Maine, which is where the story takes place. However, the place is fiction. Like Jewett, the narrator is a woman, a writer, unattached, genteel in demeanor, intermittently feisty, and zealously protective of her own time to write. The narrator removes herself from the landlady's company and writes in an empty schoolhouse, but she also continues to spend a great deal of time with Mrs. Todd, befriending her hostess and her hostess's family and friends.